Good afternoon, everybody. This is a little video after a very interesting little video I saw a couple of days ago from a really good friend of mine. And basically, he was showing 10 CDs that he would like to own on vinyl. So I thought it was a very interesting subject. So I thought I'd do my tack on it. So I think most of these ones that I'm showing, I don't think they've ever been released on vinyl. You know, some of these CDs I really, really do play a lot, and I really, really do enjoy them a great deal. So being, you know, an avid collector of vinyl, I'm amazed that these things have never been issued on it. So, however, if someone can tell me when I show a particular record, CD, that it has perhaps been issued on vinyl, please let me know. I'll be very, very interested. Okay, the first one I'm going to show you is this fabulous thing called Damage, and this is a live album. It's actually, it's quite a limited edition CD as well, and this was by David Sylvian and Robert Fripp from their live show. And the reason that it's very, very special to me is that I was actually, along with another friend, we were at this show, and this was recorded at the Royal Albert Hall in London. And it is their show from their album, The First Day. The other thing about this CD is that it's actually gold, so it's a beautiful thing. But if they were to, you know, to issue this on vinyl, it would be, I think, definitely a double, possibly even a triple album. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous book that goes with it. I mean, the tracks are all there. Hopefully you can see all those there. You know, there's some great, great tracks on here. And the other thing is The First Day, which is the name of the album that they're promoting at the time. They recorded the track The First Day, and the only way you can get that is on here. There's never been a studio version of that track. The musicians on here are all world class, as you would expect. So you've got Sylvian, you've got Fripp, you've got Trey Gunn, great bass and stick player. Michael Brook on second guitar, and Pastelletto on drums, who's widely known in Robert Fripp's King Crimson. Lovely, lovely thing. Let me show you some photographs there of the show itself. Great, great show. And it is the whole of the show itself. There's Robert Fripp. Don't know if there's any of Sylvian at all. Might be. There's Michael Brook. It's one of these things that whoever photographed it's very bleak and dark, you know. Is the one of Sylvian. There is at the beginning, but it's all weird. Where is it? There he is. Very odd, isn't it? But this is a fabulous, fabulous live album. And I often go back to it. I'm not a great lover of live albums, I have to say. But this is a particularly good one, as is the next one. So that's Damage then, by Robert Fripp and David Sylvian. Great, great album. Love to see it on vinyl. The next one is another live album. And it's by there's a bit of a link going on here. This is the only live thing that Michael Brook has ever released, and this is live at the Aquarium in London, and this was in 1992. So it was the year before he went on tour with Fripp and Sylvie, and there he is. And this is to promote the album Cobalt Blue. And this particular CD on 4AD was a limited edition CD again. So limited temporary release it's got there. Never seen it on vinyl. I don't think this is one that I don't think it's ever been released on vinyl. Love to see that on vinyl, and you know, the team from 23 Envelope do a lovely excuse me, a lovely design of it. Sounds great. It's not a particularly long thing. It's about 35 minutes, something like that. So it would make a splendid single album. So this is Michael Brook then live at the Aquarium, and he was there on the 31st of May 1992. There we go. Okay, changing genres completely then. Someone might be able to tell me if this has been issued on vinyl. I have never ever seen it. And this is Nick Harper's very first album. It's more of an EP, sort of an EP length, but this is Light at the End of the Kennel. And this is Nick's first recorded CD of any of his music at all. Fabulous, fabulous album. This thing. Great looking CD. Very, very nice. It would be lovely to have this on vinyl. Nick, there he is. Nick did do a sort of 4 album overview of his career, but there was none of these tracks on any of those overviews. Some great, great tracks on this album. So this is my third one then. Nick Harper, Light at the End of the Kennel. There we go. This particular one could have had a release, because a lot of soundtracks do get a very limited release, but it took me ages to find this on CD. So that was hard enough getting it on CD, but this is the soundtrack to We Bought a Zoo, and it's by Johnsy from Sigur Rós. Never ever seen this on vinyl. It's a great film. It's a beautiful, beautiful album. It contains certainly my favourite track from that year. This came out in 2011. And the second track on here, it is just gorgeous. It's called I Vin Idar. You probably won't be able to see that. Again, it's a beautiful, beautiful CD. It would be lovely if, you know, they reproduced the album sort of label like that. That would be nice. There's the cover. Introduction by Cameron Crowe. It's a Cameron Crowe film. It's a nice film. It's based on a true story. There's the track listings there. It's beautiful. It is really a great, great film, this. And it's certainly a superb soundtrack. So, any soundtrack buffs out there might be able to help me that perhaps it did get a limited release. I would love this. on vinyl. Out of, I think, yeah, out of most of them that I'm showing, I think this is the one that I really, really would like on vinyl. So this is We Bought a Zoo then, and it's the soundtrack to the film, and it's by Johnsy from Sigur Rós. The next one, again, I don't think this has ever got a vinyl release, and basically it's an album that a lot of people don't know, but a lot of people do know the 3 albums that preceded this, and they were This Mortal Coil, and it was 3 albums that the 4AD stable artists did for Ivor Watts Russell that used to run the label, and then they were all successful, those albums, and it's basically the artists, most of the artists that were very popular at the time, coming in and doing Ivor Watts Russell's favourite tracks by different artists. And the last one was in 1993, was the last one that they did, and this one came out. Now then, this is 1998, so there's a 5-year gap. However, they are calling themselves, on this particular occasion, the Hope Blister, and Smiles OK, and that's the little sticker on it. It says a sort of sequel to this Mortal Coil. Love to see this on vinyl. There is some fabulous tracks on this. Beautiful CD. 23 envelope again, 4AD. So you are getting, beautiful images. Wouldn't it be great if they could do this on vinyl? Standout track for me on here. They're all great. They do a fantastic version of Let the Happiness In by David Sylvian. But the one that really does stand out for me on here is it's a Heidi Berry song, actually, called Only Human. It's the second track on the album there. Beautiful track. There we go. You are getting some top quality images here. Gorgeous thing. So again, it's the same principle as the first 3 albums. And the vocals are all done by, she's gorgeous, Louise Rutotsky, fantastic singer. She does all the vocals on here, as opposed to the other ones, the other 3 that were a mixture of all sorts of different people. This is just her with other musicians from 4AD. I'd love to see this on vinyl because it would complement the other 3 beautifully. If you do like This Mortal Coil, or those people that have heard them, a lot of people didn't even know that this was sort of in the same mould as that. It is. It's well worth trying to get all of it. It's difficult to find, but it's well worth it. I'd love to see this on vinyl. There we go. Okay, the next one then. I do know that this was released on vinyl, but it was a very limited edition, and it's my favourite album by Chris Whitley. It's in my top 10 records of all time. If this was a record and I bought it in 2001, I'd have probably worn it out. So in a way, I'm glad I didn't get it on vinyl because I would have just completely worn it out. And this is Rocket House. I would love this on vinyl. It's very difficult to find. This is my favourite Chris Whitley album, as I said. Really great design. So it opens out like a lot of CDs did at the time. Not so much nowadays, are they? And then, of course, the other side's got all the lyrics and information about the album. Wonderful, wonderful package. But I've never seen it on vinyl. And it was on, certainly in Germany, I bought it in Germany, this is where I live, and it's on Ulf Tone Records. So I think it was only released in America. And what the label in America was, I don't know. But this is on Ulf Tone Records, this one. I'd love to see this on vinyl. So there we are. That's the next one then. Rocket House, Chris Whitley. Love this album. The next one, I do know that these the whole catalogue of this amazing band's back releases have never been released on vinyl. I really don't know why, because they would make great records. And this is a second Afro Celt sound system album called Release. Again, my favourite, I think. Yeah, probably is. This has never been released on vinyl. Neither. Lovely album. Great package. All of them. It's on Real World, so it's on Peter Gabriel's Real World label. Gorgeous package. There we go. That's the image behind the CD that you get there. This would make a fabulous vinyl, because the booklet is just something else. The images here are really great. Let me just. That's the band, and that's Simon Emerson. Unfortunately, he sadly passed away early this year. So the band will never be the same without him. But the images are just something else. There we go. That's one of them. This would be fabulous on record. You know, these images are just beautiful. And there you've got a selection on the side there of some more. There we go. Beautiful thing. There's a little sticker that's, my God, that's going back 23 years. I saw them in Cologne. You see that? There we go. Really great show, one of my favourite shows. So it would be lovely if they released Afro Celt Sound System's back catalogue on vinyl. And this in particular, this is my favourite one. So there we go. Another one. This, I've never seen it on vinyl. I would love to see this on vinyl. And this is Harold Budd. And this is an album called By the Dawn's Early Light. This is something else, this album. It's always every couple of months, I'm always playing this. I'd love to see this on vinyl. This has got some great playing by a multitude of different players on here. You've got Bill Nelson all over this, who's a favourite of mine. There we go. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Somebody, maybe in America, I don't know, or Canada or somewhere, may have seen this on vinyl. I haven't. It's gorgeous. If it did come out on vinyl, it is quite a long album, so I would guess that it would be a double. And it was issued on Opal Records. There it is, Opal. And this is the company, the label that Brian Eno started after the obscure records that he started in the 70s. He then moved on to Opal Records. So you'd think that, you know, I mean, they are quite a successful label, still going today, actually. But I'd like to think that somewhere somebody has got a vinyl copy of this beautiful, beautiful album. It would sell out within minutes. It really would. This is Bill's album called The Romance of Sustain, Volume 1, Painting with Guitars. If there's one album that I'd love to see that we don't have from Bill Nelson on vinyl, this is it. This is it. You know, I'm very fortunate. Bill signed it for me. And a lot of people that have got this have got it signed as well. The big track on here, there it is. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Even the CD. Look at the CD. Beautiful, beautiful thing. And that's the back of it. The big track on here is for Stuart. And that's dedicated to Stuart Adamson from Big Country. Triumph and Lament. If you want to hear 6.5 minutes of ultimate beauty on a guitar and everything that a guitar can do, then you can't go wrong with that. This would be a double, definitely. This is one of Bill's longest single albums, I think, that he's done. This would be great on vinyl. Bill, if you ever come round to watching this video, get it out on vinyl. This would sell in minutes. Beautiful, beautiful record. Great, great record. Okay, and my last one then. Again, I do know for a fact it's never been released on vinyl. If it was to be released on vinyl, it's probably going to be a 4 vinyl set because it is so long. It's double CD, and the CDs are, you know, 70 minutes plus. And this is the complete BBC radio sessions from the Cocktail Twins. What a package this is. This would be wonderful beyond words on vinyl. Look at this. This is, I mean, the CD alone. Whoops. The CD alone is just gorgeous when you open it all up. But could you imagine that on vinyl? Ironically, this was the very first, although it's got BBC written on it, it's BBC recordings, but it's the very first Bella Union CD. So this is the record company that Simon Raimondi runs now. It was set up between him and Robin Guthrie, the guitar player from the Cocktail Twins, but it's just Robin now. It would be a bit of a monster, you know, if it was to be released on vinyl. But if they decided to do it, it would sell, definitely. It would sell. Beautiful thing. There's the back of it. Gorgeous, gorgeous package. So again, you know, it's one of these things where you get the whole potted history, if you like, of the Cockatoo twins all the way through the career, the very start right to the very end. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. 30 tracks on here. So you are looking at maybe a triple album, maybe even 4 albums in today's money, really. But there we go. Okay, so there is my tack on the video I saw by Andy the other day, and that was very, very interesting. Okay, if there's any there that you know that's been listed on vinyl, please let me know in the comments below. Please, if you've got time, you can subscribe. That would be very, very nice indeed. In the interim, have a fantastic day. The sun has just come out. It's been pouring down with rain all day today. And I'd love to see your comments. And it would be nice to see this little, very interesting subject carried on by other people. Okay, thank you very much for watching then. Cheers. Bye-bye.